Are y'all ready? It's time. Hey, everybody. Good evening and welcome to Moments with Mama Sue. You know, connecting with you is the best part of my day. I look so forward to these opportunities to share with you and to introduce some wonderful people that I know to some other wonderful people that I know and give you an opportunity to experience some awesome uh, artistry and talents that have been invested, that God has put in some earthen vessels. So we're glad you're here tonight. Shout out to all of you who have already made your arrival. Hey, Lori. Hey, Dwayne. He's already tuned in. Dwayne Roberts. For all of you that are watching, welcome. And then even a shout out to those who will watch later, because that is a very real thing. Sometimes you're not able to be with us in real time, but we love it when you can tune in. And thank you so much for what you are doing to make this platform grow. We hope that you'll drop your name and where you're watching from in the chat. If we don't already know, if you're not a regular, I'd love to know that you're with us. So thank you, Bishop Jabaz Coleman, for being here from Michigan. Woo! Welcome. Hey, Chucky, to everybody that's watching. It's such a blessing to be together one more time. Listen, I have a few things that I want to tell you about, and I hope that you're as excited as I am, because you know Miss Annie is here. That's my children's book. It's a rhythmic musical story about an eccentric old lady who doesn't see very well, but she still manages to drive straight into your heart. That book is available, and with the holidays coming up, it's something that you're going to want to get for those special children in your life. So go ahead and order it now via my website at www.sueroseberry.com. With every order, you get audio files so that you'll be able to hear me singing the story, or you'll be able to sing along. And that is even special for your children to get to do that. So please order it today. It's beautiful, full of color. It's bilingual in English and Spanish, so you will love it. And I want you to have it. The other thing that I want you to know is that you can get a free coloring book download when you order through my website. So go ahead and take care of that today. Then I want you to come on and roll with me. Tomorrow will be the first Tuesday of the month, and I'll be at the Southeast Senior Center here in Midland, Texas, with the Senior Sing Along. Oh, it's the best thing ever. We sing hymns, inspirational music, patriotic songs. We just have a good time fellowshipping together. If you haven't tuned in yet, check out Mama Sue's Facebook page, and I go live on there quite frequently, and and you can join the fun. Those seniors can sing, and you do know that I am the self-appointed spokesperson for the vivacious elderly and the scintillating seniors. So we got a point of view and we're sharing it. So we want you to tune in and enjoy that. Then every Thursday night on Clubhouse, that audio app. I'm moderating in the Headphones Clubhouse where Sheridan Shanway asks independent artists to let me hear your song. So if you're an independent artist that is tuning in and watching Moments with Mama Sue and you'd love to have your music reviewed, there are programmers and radio personalities and producers that are in that space that can offer critiques and help to you as you're trying to get your music out there and take it to the next level. And then at 10 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, right after that room, there is the Piano Lab where there are singers and musicians from all over the world who enter that audio app room, and we worship together, we talk, we have a great time, and you are invited to come on along and enjoy it. I know that you will. Then, you guys, on the 12th of November, which is just a couple of weeks away, in Louisville, Kentucky, I'm going to be doing a live recording. I can hardly wait. I'm so excited. And you can be a part of making it happen. So many of you have asked about new music and wanting me to do something else. Mama Sue, when you coming out with a new album? Well, I'm going to be working on it on the 12th of November. And so if you'd like to be a part of it, your contribution will help me to make it happen. And you can do that by Cash App at $ Sue Roseberry or Venmo at Sue Roseberry -1. Either way will work. And most of all, I want you to be praying for me. My desire is that the anointing of God will rest on everything that is done and that it will go out into the airwaves and be a blessing to people everywhere because we need God like we never needed him before. So every means that is at our disposal to bless people and tell them about the good news of the gospel, that's what I'm looking forward to. And then, of course, if you've got something going on and you'd like Mama Sue to be a part of it, reach out to me, call me, and let's make it happen. I would love to connect with you because that's what I do. And it's a blessing for me to get to share with you. Now then, the moment we have been waiting for. I've been telling you guys about her and I've been promoting it because I met this artist in 2001, I believe, in Detroit, Michigan. I heard her sultry, soulful vocals, and I was wondering, who is that? And somebody told me, oh, honey, that is Charlene Moore. She had already made quite a name for herself in this gospel music industry and otherwise. And I was so thrilled to make her acquaintance. And since then, I've had the opportunity to come across paths with her several times. She is a singer, a musician, songwriter, a plus size model. She's a recording artist. She's done studio background vocals for some of everybody. She is a San Francisco Bay Area legend. So I want you to get ready to welcome to Moments with Mama Sue, the incomparable Charlene Moore. Charlene, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your invite. So good to be here.
Oh, I'm excited to have you. Well, first of all, how was your day? How was your day?
My day is good. today is my birthday.
Yes. So
So,
you guys, it's Charlene's birthday, and I
yeah,
want y'all to make her feel really, really good. I want to flood that screen with hearts
thank
and birthday wishes. So even when she looks at it later on, she'll see all the people from everywhere saying,
you.
"Happy birthday, Charlene.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday, Charlene," and many more.
Thank you.
Listen, woman of God, tell tell the Mama Sue's family how you got started singing and playing the keys.
Well, I got started. I come from naturally a Christian home. My father was missionary Baptist church preacher, pastor of a church, small church here in San Francisco. And my mother was naturally the first lady, Charlene Moore. My father, Reverend Charlie Moore, Calvary Hill Missionary Baptist Church. And he pastored the church, and I played for the church. Well, I started playing when I was really 4, knew what I was doing. Before then, my mother and father kind of thought I was a strange baby at 2, marking up a little white table with black crayon. 2 here, 3 here, 2 here. They knew something was going on. They didn't know exactly what. And then I got godparents that would help out because we were poor growing up, and bought me a little baby grand piano, baby piano. I started playing for my father's church when I was 4 years old, and I've been playing ever since. And
Wow.
my mother directed choirs, the church choir, and then my father pastored a Calvary Hill Missionary Baptist Church for 14 years. And then he would sneak off after church at night to the Apostolic Church. And he was already shouting in the Baptist, but when he got back from Apostolic, he was stepping up a little bit too high. So, so he turned in his resignation, which was very shocking to me and my mother. He just announced the clerk read the announcement and read the resignation. And he left the Baptist church years ago before he passed. And I left with him. And we went over into Northwest Jurisdiction Church of God in Christ. Bishop E. Hamilton was my bishop in San Francisco. And we both belonged to Greater Gethsemane Church of God in Christ. Elder Jesse Grant was our pastor. My mother stayed at the Baptist church after my daddy left, and they were together, but she stayed there to make sure that the pictures stay in the lobby and, don't forget who organized the church when they get new preachers in and stuff. So mother stayed there. So I went with my father. And I played for different denominations in the Bay Area. I played in Church of God in Christ, Northern California, Northwest, and North Central, where the 3 jurisdictions was in San Francisco. Bishop Finley, Bishop Stewart, Northern California, and Bishop E. Hamilton, which is Bishop Yvette Flunder's grandfather. So, and we did all the musicals and, 8th and Grove, we called it, but it was Good Samaritan, which it is now, Church of God in Christ. But we called it 8th and Grove in Oakland because it was on 8th and Grove. That's where all the Lions came from, Ruth Lyons, to sing Joy, Joy in 1962 in the Oh Happy Day album. And Lawrence Matthews, that whole family come out of Good Samaritan, which we call 8th and Grove. And yeah, I know you've heard of them. So I did a lot of, I lived in San Francisco and I had churches in San Francisco. I played for Third Baptist. I played for a lot of the large churches, but most of my music was in Oakland, Evergreen. I didn't play for St. John, but I played for Evergreen, and I played for Ray Mack Church, Deliverance, East Oakland Deliverance Center for about 4 or 5 years.
Now,
And
Charlene, you've been playing for a long time. You started playing since you were 4 years old. But talk a little bit about how uh, the influence of gospel music in your life as a female musician in a male dominated role, because most of the fellows are on the instruments. So how did you handle all that?
well, it started in the Bay Area. It's always supposedly been a boys' club. I never paid any attention to being a boys' club because that didn't matter to me. I knew I knew what I knew what I knew. And so in San Francisco in the 60s, late 50s, and early 60s, there was a tri-state singing allowance with quartets. He wasn't like the Williams brothers and these modern quartets. It was we called them humalax. They used to slap them on the leg and they had a man that sings bass, and he was, well, that was all you got, So I grew up in that era of the '60s, and in the Bay Area they had locals, and I was local number 3 in Oakland, Pleasant Grove Baptist Church in Oakland, So they had before the community choirs came in. They came in much later in the late '60s and early '70s, where the community choirs came in, and it was just a group of 3 ladies, Helen Stevens, Fran Harden, Charlene Hall. They were the Stevens singers. And then Helen was very, very good friends with Reverend James Cleveland. That he came from Chicago and came to LA and all of that. And he told her about what his dream was in 1967 in Detroit, when everybody was at the table. And she didn't go to that, but she did go to Philadelphia in 1968. And when she came back from '68 with her group, she all came back and organized Northern Cal '69 and the Voices of Christ. And the rest is history from there. I mean, my first workshop was 1970. Took all the groups, G.L. Bedford specialists from San Francisco, out of Macedonia, and San Francisco Inspirational Choir down there, Hickman's Choir, and all groups, the groups that came together and made a big mass choir. The James Cleveland and Thurston Fraser were coming up often, a couple of times a month, and doing local workshops in the Bay Area. And this was during the time of Give Me a Clean Heart, and I'm Glad was huge then, and Margaret Pleasant back then. So, beautiful music. We never heard music like that before, because we were still in the quartet kind of era, kind of thing, and it was new music. With Daddy Dorsey. Where Cleveland came out of choirs and courses and got that whole idea of the communion and that whole thing. That was new. So when they said we're going to St. Louis, Lord have mercy. St. Louis, 1970, I was there at Kiel Auditorium, right there on Washington Avenue, right there.
At the beginning of it all.
Lennox Hotel sure was at the beginning of it all, 1970. That's when James.
So much history.
Oh yeah, James Cleveland. Why not do it today? I never forget it. When I went to St. Louis, that was it for me. I said, I got to be up in the thick of this. I can't go nowhere. And I went in 71 and 72. LA, Houston was 71. 73 was Chicago, McCormick. 74 was Ohio. 75 was New York, Fifth Farm. I was there.
Charlene, what do you remember being one of the most commanding things about Reverend Cleveland? Because so many people that now hear of him, younger folks, they don't remember his legacy and the impact that he had. What was something that made such a big impression on you?
How he would come into our rehearsals after he organized it, and people were coming. I mean, thousands, hundreds of thousands of people were coming. And they had different departments, and where you could learn how to play and meet musicians and network and all of that, Plus the musicals every night. Big Sunday was a big communion day. Everybody was in white and all of that. That idea, putting all these musicians and all these recording artists together that I knew I would never, ever meet personally. Like Caravans and Shirley Caesar and Dorothy Noble, all of that would never happen through Reverend Cleveland. And even me meeting him. For the first time I met him, I was 12 years old. Mama put me on a bus with a sandwich. And it went straight to Leimert Park. Sure did. And I met him. And so he was very friendly to me and all of that. My school choir came down to his first church there on Washington Boulevard, which is the first church of Cornerstone, And later on he moved from there to the Christ of the Answers and all of that. But I'm telling you, it was he inspired me, along with all the people that he knew, inspired me gospel. And music started changing. We embraced Father, the Father of the music. We embraced that. But when music started changing, when Beverly Glenn come in there singing "Coming Again So Soon," I said, "Where's she going? How's she playing that? Where'd that come from?" That whole movement was different for us, and we caught on. And then we created a family among each other, like me and Brenda Waters, and Carl, Preacher, and and I tell you, it was wonderful. Shirley Jonah, I'm telling you, Shirley, Sarah Jordan Powell, came out of that same era of the workshop. You know what I'm saying? The Craig Boys from Detroit, Andre Woods, Gregory Troy, musicians extraordinaire. You talk about
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Dow was my good friend. Okay, at Charles Nick's church. Oh yeah, all of we were so good friends with each other. And in our traveling, you meet so many people. In the women's department, it was huge. That girl could show enough direct that choir, Cheryl, with that great piece of that she could do that thing. I tell you.
But now, Charlene, you have transcended being just in the gospel music industry because we
Oh,
know you for gospel. But,
oh yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at somebody who has traveled the world with the Weather Girls.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
some of you all will remember that. But tell us who the Weather Girls really were and how you got involved with that.
Well, the Weather Girls, let's go back 2 tons of fun. And let's go back further than that. Me and Martha, which I heard from her today, I love her so much. Me and Martha knew each other all out of church. Me, Martha, and Azara come out of the church. Azara came out of St. Mark Baptist Church, and Martha came out of St. Beulah Church of God in Christ. She was in the Northern California jurisdiction. Bishop Stewart. Bishop Jenkins was her pastor in San Francisco. And then we went one semester of high school together. But I knew her from church. And then I knew Azara and all her family when they were 2 tons of fun. Working with Sylvester, that whole makeup, the beautiful, all of that. Yeah, still. So I knew them, and when they transitioned from 2 tons to Weather Girls, when they made Raining Men in the 80s, and they really got all over the country. And I knew them, and I was working a 9 to 5. I worked at a bank, Crocker Bank. A lot of people don't remember Crocker Bank, but yeah, I worked at Crocker Bank for a long time, and they were Wells Fargo was buying them out, so they was asking people, to volunteer to, quit your job. We would give you a parachute and all of that. I raised my hand, and I was going with them on tours and things in '84 with vacation and stuff. But when they did that with Wells Fargo and Crocker Bank, I went full time in '86 with them.
Well, they had that video that went, well, we say viral now. We didn't say viral back then, but I mean, the Weather Girls were everywhere. Tell us some of the shows and things that you all appeared on.
Oh my goodness. I tell you. Well, we appeared, we did a Eddie Murphy 92 Days tour. We did a Ray Charles thing there in Brooklyn with Lou Rawls, Ray Charles, and who else? Eddie Murphy was at that one because I met Uncle Ray, and I met Charlie, his son, before he passed on, and we were all together, did a show. Did New York shows. We did Studio 54, Palladium, Garage. They did that. Starlight Express. Yeah, we did. What was that up on Amsterdam? Sweetwaters. We did that, and they did Apollo. And I traveled with them with that. The different shows they did, and doing the house music, and even with Seal. I did my TV thing with my girlfriend here, Jeannie Tracy. She's wonderful too. And I did my first thing on TV, and that's when he was diagnosed with HIV with AIDS. This was in 88, 87, New Year's Eve with Joan Rivers, Charles Nelson Riley, and it was the Johnny Carson show. And someone like you, and had a silver dress on, and Jeannie had a blue dress on with a live band and all of that. My first time ever being on nationwide TV, traveling with them, and they kept me working, and I worked with Martha, and I was over the band, and then I got to be over the background singers, and then the guitar player that was in the band that was over the band, and we traveled Europe, went to the Vatican. I got pictures of us in the Coliseum.
So the Pope was there wanting it to rain men on him too.
He might have heard about it. I'm pretty sure. Yes, we did Ride TV while we were there, and we did UK, the Hippodrome, which was a big famous TV show. I don't know if it's still around now, but it was then huge. That when I heard about tea time, when everybody stopped dancing and stopped singing. And I didn't know about tea time, but all I know, the people stopped doing stuff. And they said, this is tea time. And the bell started ringing and everybody stopped doing. When the bell rings, you stop doing. I said, oh, okay, I'm learning something here in tea time. Along with, I didn't know what a bidet was either, but I learned that. I thought it was just a sink on the floor. So I learned a lot traveling with them and the television and all of that. And they taught me a lot about the business. You know what I'm saying? It's very important and on both sides, gospel and R&B. Because gospel didn't talk about the business much. But now, gospel's in the place it never, ever has been in regards to the business piece of it, which is very, 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 very important.
Absolutely. Well, one thing, ladies and gentlemen, if you're tuning in today, you are witnessing a real icon of the music industry. Charlene has had a rich career, both in gospel music and also on the R&B side, has traveled the world singing, playing instruments, and we're delighted to have her here today. Charlene, tell us a little bit about what some of the challenges are today with just trying to get further into the television and movie industry and work with a talent agency. What are some of those challenges for independent artists?
Well, the challenges is once, I think once they get a set, it's like doing jingles. Once they get a set of people, then that's the people that they call. And it kind of keeps it kind of closed thing, Now, since the virus and agencies are, from what I can understand, they're not accepting, that I know of, new artists. And new artists are out there, not just me. It's a lot of wonderful people out there that are, struggling, trying to get into, and it's hard. Once you in, and I get it, I understand, once you get in, people don't come back to get you. No, and that's real talk. They don't. Because once you get in there, you have to work so hard to stay. Because, young people are coming up now, and when they're coming up in the movies and things coming up, you had clothes on. Now they don't wear no clothes. That's a lot of them. If you talk about no clothes, then you might be the first one on the front page of Vogue magazine. Because you ain't got no clothes. Not what I call clothes on is a blouse and a decent skirt or cute, not what they're doing now. So, and then, it's just different. And it can be hard and very challenging. But let me tell you this much about me. Giving up is not an option for me at all. I'm not giving, because not just music and all the other things that I want to get into, because they have church in the movies now. I'd love to get a call. I'd play the organ. Just put my name on the screen. You ain't got to show me. I put on one of them long gloves and one of them Tyler Perry hats on. Child, yeah, I will. Sure will. And you know what I'm saying? And it gives you more exposure, and not just in my music, what I do, in movies. And not a big part, it can be a small part. I ain't greedy. It just, they don't go as far as where they are. They stop right there. And I'm open to all of it. You know what I'm saying? Because and even in the church world, and the people that don't do it, please know that God just don't walk with you just because, he walks with me too. And keeps doors open. He's in front of me, in my life. I'll chime into my God before I do anything. And if it's all good, it's all good. And God goes with me everywhere I go. Child, what you mean? I talk to him like I talk to you, like I did today. Jesus. Work it out. Fix it. Because I know you can. You said you can't lie. That's how I talk to him. That's how I talk to him. But this business, it looks glamorous, and it is glamorous, and it's wonderful. But it's not that easy to get into. Because, I don't know what they're really looking for. And it's a struggle. And, if anybody knows how to do it, please chime in to me. Because I'm trying everything I can try. I've been everywhere. 5, 6, 10 pages of nothing but bio, thanks to Martha and Azora and all the other studio stuff that they opened doors up for me that I've done. I don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
But I'm not giving up, that's for sure.
Well, giving up is not an option.
Not at all.
You shared a video with me on this past week of your sweet mommy singing What was it like to grow up in a house with such a powerful minister of music, choir director, singer? What was that like?
Oh yeah, she was Charlene Moore was something, I tell you. But you know what? I didn't start singing until I was about 15. I could sing, but I didn't want my mama to know I was singing. Cause I just played with her, and I would sneak and play and stuff and like that. And then when I hear her coming down the hallway, I quit singing because she sung and I played. When she found out I could sing, and that was the end. That was the end right there. The end her was a mother and daughter team, and then we sung around in the Bay Area. And my mama, she MC programs all around in the Bay Area, along with a lot of other Bay Area friends in her area. Oh yeah, and we was at a little small church that we worked at in San Francisco, Gethsemane Baptist Church, and Mama was old school. She was saying that, that Ruth Davis. Mama had Mama in her, and I was younger. She had a group called the Samaritan Singers. They were saying, "Child Ruth Davis and them Davis sisters, Old Sinner and all them songs." Oh yeah, on them 78s. Oh yeah. My mama era come, yeah, that era. She come the early years of the Caravan with Curtis Dumpling, not James Cleveland. That was so long ago. That was 78. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and Cassetta George and all of them. My mama was that kind of singer. So when she sung Rough Side of the Mountain, that was just her taste.
Mm-hmm.
People was in there with her because she was that kind of singer. And she taught me, she said, Charles, she called me Charles, Char. She said, Charles, sing what you see. And I didn't know what she meant by saying what you see. She always say, sing what you see. Now I know what she meant. When you've gone through some stuff, you walked in them dark places with nobody's name on it but yours. Then you sang, make that song yours. I don't care who recorded it. Make it yours. I don't care what genre of music you sang. Make it your song. Make it your experience. Because you've been through something. I didn't see it then. Because I was home with mama. Daddy protected me in the church and stuff. Well, mama's with Jesus and daddy's with Jesus. And here I am on my birthday. A number that I've never been.
See.
Sing what you see. Make it your testimony. Make it you. Make the song yours. Get the beginning of it.
We're going to stop right there because I cannot come back on this program without allowing you to sing at least a little verse of a hymn or something. I'm going to let you get it in your mind what you want it to be. Okay. And while I cut away to show people how to follow you, if you want to follow Miss Charlene Moore, here's her information right here on the screen. You can follow her at her website. That should be www.charlenemoreprofessional.com or on Facebook at charlene.moore.758. Her email is listed, charlenemore049@gmail.com. If you're looking to book an artist that has wisdom and so much to offer, get in touch with her and see how you can collaborate and bring something special to the area where you were. And also, I want to give a shout out to all of the people that are watching today. Charlene, we've had people from all over the Bay Area chiming in. Everybody's wishing you a happy birthday. Ja'Cory Prothro is on here. He said happy birthday to the queen and on and on. So it's going to be wonderful. So now you got that hymn in your mind?
Oh, I got a hymn now.
Okay. Well, let's hear it.
Okay, let's see here.
And she going to play it. Y'all see she done whooped around. I don't have no keyboard at my desk.
Okay. I guess you can see it, yeah. I come to the garden alone, while the dew and the joy we share between everything. None other has ever known. Oh, he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am alone. Yes, I am. At the door we share, as we share, breathe there. None other has ever, no, 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 no. None other has ever known.
Woo! That was awesome and amazing. Oh, I wish you could see all the hearts going up and the excitement that's going on in the chat. Doris is saying, sing. Dwayne got his hands up. Ja'Cory says, sing. Oh, my goodness. What a blessing. What a blessing. Listen, I want you to close out our segment tonight in just a moment. But before we do that, I want to remind everyone that I will be doing a live recording coming up in November on the 12th. And it is an invitation only event. If you're going to be in the Louisville, Kentucky area and would love to come, or you're within driving distance, hit me up in my DM and I will send you an invitation so that you can acknowledge for contract tracing and all of that, what's going on, and be able to be present. And the other thing is, if you're interested and would like to be a part, you certainly can. You can give and help me to defray the costs of the recording. But more importantly, you can pray for me that God will use me to sing his praises that will bless people everywhere. Charlene, before we close, I want you to tell the people something that has gotten you through these difficult days of the pandemic. Now, y'all, wait, hold your hands up, because Dwayne was saying a while ago, I hear them fingernails when she was playing. Can y'all believe that's a miracle right there? How do you play with nails like that? But she does.
I play with my fingers.
She plays the instrument, and this is her signature glasses. How many pair of glasses, Charlene?
Ooh, child, this is one among many. Trust me, and I've shared with Ja'Cory yesterday, and I still have a whole lot. A whole lot, and I still have more in my life. This is just who I am, and I love it.
That's signature. We love you, Charlene. So tell the people what has gotten you through these difficult days.
What has gotten me through this pandemic with no work and no church and no, it's been a challenge. But you know what? I trust God to, every day I wake up, I say, well, Lord, here we are, and that's what I've been holding on to in this pandemic. Wearing my mask, got your vaccines and all of that, But put on the mask. Okay, still, I double masks, if there's such a word. You know what I'm saying? And the work, and I keep myself busy. I got keyboard in my office here, keyboard down in my living room. I got a Hammond organ B3 in my living room. I got, so I it's not a bored moment here in my house at all. I love music so much, and I just go from one thing to the next, and that's which was kind of keeping me. I got plenty of food, and what I eat, and all of that, and everything, and being safe. Now, even go to wherever I go to, doctor's appointments or whatever I need to do. And I'm not flunking around in all of this, child, till it get right. And God's going to help you do this till it get right, because I trust him to do it. And you know what? I sing. I'm an OG, and I'm an old school girl. I sing songs like that, and What a Friend We Have in Jesus. And I go back further than that, child. I go back to them 100s and Dr. Watts. I'll holler in a minute in acapella. Guide me over in a minute. Oh, yes, I will. Because at the end of the day, that's what you want God to do. Guide you over.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Charlene, for joining me on Moments with Mama Sue. This has been a thrill. I'm so excited to have had you share with me today. May God continue to bless and keep you. Mama Sue's family, we love you. Thank you for tuning in today. And we hope that you will tune in with us on the third Monday, because our special guest will be Divine Purpose, a whole family of rappers and singers. They're called Divine Purpose, and they got little DP, so we want you to be here for that. And we say, for now, bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Bye.
Woo! Now that's what I call a great show. Woo! We out of here. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Now we can do it a little better than that. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Well, all right, come on with it. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Yeah. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Wait. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments with Mama Sue. Never know what to expect. Hey. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Ow. Moments with Mama Sue. Ow. Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Yeah. Moments with Mama Sue. Can't you? Moments with Mama Sue. Moments. Oh. Well, now we might be done a little bit too much. Moments with Mama Sing it.